if you haven't tuned in yet, you haven't yet heard me say that the Carolina Hurricanes are really, really good on defense. I'm not the first to say it. I don't.
Some might even say great.
Great, unbelievable, fantastic, magnificent. There's a whole bunch of different words and synonyms that could describe that their ability to stop the other team from scoring. And its scheme, it's what Coach Rod Brindamore has put together. It's really whoever's between the pipes, and they've rotated them through pretty good over the last year and over the last couple of years. It's also the guys that are playing back there, and they've got a whole bunch of good ones in the defense. Now the rumor is, or the popular question right now, I guess, is, are the Hurricanes going to trade for Erik Karlsson? And I want to know why this is a question. Now, the obvious answer to why is it a question is because Erik Karlsson is good. Like, we can get that out of the way, right? Terrific, magnificent. We can go through all of the same synonyms that we just did for the defense, right? Been an all-star for the better part of a decade. He's a 3-time Norris Trophy winner, and he won it last year. So, the resume speaks for itself. He's not someone that you have to twist facts to explain how good they are, right? There are certain athletes where their value comes outside of the stat sheet, or their value is hard to see. No, you can see Karlsson's value, right? He brings it in ways that are noticeable. But I still don't think the Carolina Hurricanes should be in that trade market. First of all, because he's good and because he had a great season last year, he's going to come on the trade market with a price tag of someone that is good and is great and had a great season last year. The Dennis and I were trying to come up with what it would cost to bring in a player like Erik Karlsson.
Yeah.
And we settled on probably Pesci, picks, players, prospects.
It's going to take a lot.
Maybe a forward. And then you have to add into the fact that San Jose would probably have to retain a bunch of his salary because the Carolina Hurricanes would have to do an unbelievable amount of gymnastics to make it work under the cap. Mm-hmm. So you're paying a premium on a premium player. Like, you're already paying top shelf prices for a really good player. Then you're going to have to pay a premium on top of that as far as resources, right? Give up maybe more draft picks, maybe more prospects in order to justify San Jose taking on $4 or $5 million of his salary, and the price gets pretty exorbitant pretty quickly. Anybody that's ever you've ever done like an online custom thing, right? Sometimes some car companies can do this, right? You select the model, and then they're like, do you want leather seats? And you're like, yes. Would you like a moonroof? You're like, absolutely. Do you want this? And you just keep clicking yes. Then you get to the end, and they show you the price, and you go, well, I don't need leather seats. And I've seen the moon before. I can look out the side window, right?
Sure.
To me, it's kind of like that. It's like Erik Karlsson is great. Every team in the league should want him. Okay, cost a lot. Okay, it's going to cost more because you're going to have to have him take on some of the salary. Okay, you're going to have to do this, and it's like, you know what? Maybe just take it all back. Never mind. I'm just gonna log out of this one. I liked the idea of it at the beginning, but it just cost too much. And this is what we've talked about over the first 2 days a few times of the show, and now we're bringing it up on the third. He plays defense. The Hurricanes' defense is already, all of those things we mentioned, unreal, fantastic, terrific. It's already good. If they have to, and this was one of the things we talked about, if they have to give up a forward of value to get better on defense, I might lose it. Like, I wouldn't be able to comprehend the logic because their defense is great. Their offense is solid. Why would you rob from solid to give to great? The opposite should happen, right? If you're going to have to take from one pocket to pay off the other, you're going to go from the defense to the offense. That's the only way it makes sense. So Erik Karlsson is a great player. It's fun to fantasize about. Every fan of any sport does it.
Sure.
You see a player is available on the trade market, and your head starts to dance with daydreams and everything. Okay, fine. If that's it, if it's just a fun exercise, if it's like the lottery for you, you buy a ticket not because you expect to win, but because you enjoy thinking of what you would spend it on, and it gives you 20 minutes of entertainment, fine. Right? Which island are you going to buy? What car? Where are your ski chalet in your beach house going to be? It's fine. How great would the defense be with Orlov and Karlsson added to what was one of, if not the best unit a season ago in the entire league? That's a ski chalet in a beach house, right? If you want to do that, fine. But realistically, you have to say, yeah, it's probably too pricey. Probably not worth the squeeze, if you will. And then you can that daydream can dance over to Vladimir Tarasenko or somewhere else where that you might actually get to the root of the problem, which is goal scoring.
Yeah.
If you told me you could get Tarasenko and you were going to get the player that scored 30-plus goals every year he was healthy for a decade, then I don't think this Karlsson this Karlsson question is even brought up because I'm too busy smashing the take button on Tarasenko.
Mm-hmm.
But he had 18 goals in 69 games last year. I don't know if that gets it done. So I guess it all comes down to this. Tarasenko's a maybe, but you have to depend on your scouting department. You have to say, is he still there now in his, would you call it mid-30s?
He's 31.
Yeah.
Going into his 30s.
He's
been around for a while.
Yeah, there you go. Gosh, sometimes those hockey guys, they start so early. In his 30s, are you going to get the player that can score 35? That can score 30-plus consistently?
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to get that, then we're done here. At least he is the correct position and the correct skill set. And at least he is a bit less pricey because he's already a free agent. You're still going to have to move around some things to fit him into your salary cap.
Yeah.
But if I hear the clip one more time, the Canes are a free agency destination now, right? Players want to come play for them. If that's the case, tell Tarasenko $6 million. He made $7.5 per year on his previous deal. Tell him $6 million, but you might be the piece to put us over the top and go win a Stanley Cup. How much is that worth to you?
Do it for 1 year.
1 year deal, $6 million, Tarasenko. I'll find a way to make that work. Where they have $2.5 million cap right now.
At the moment, yeah.
Yeah, I can find the extra 3.5 for you. Now, if you want 8, if you want a pay raise from where you were last year at 7.5, I don't know if I can find that much money under the cap, but I think I could find 3.5 for you. So Tarasenko, maybe. Karlsson, fun to think about, but no. Fun to think about, but absolutely not.